up off net. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Up off net. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look. And who we got here? We got a lot to talk about. There may be some hurt feelings today. Good morning, though. It's Friday. All right, man, look. We got T, we got Zay, we got Bucks and So Fun, we got Runico. What's going on? Comment, man. What's going on? What's up, man? Lord. You know what? Let me turn on this light. Yeah. Yes. Okay, man. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss. Boot. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Look, I don't know. We're going to talk Terrence Bud Crawford and Showtime Sean Porter. There may be a lot of blood shed in the war room. Okay, hit the Tyson bell. There may be some blood shed in the war room. And my thing is, I'm not ready yet to call Terrence Crawford a duck, but I'm smelling some duck. Now, we're also going to talk what's going on tomorrow. Everybody join the live stream commentary for tomorrow. I am amped up. Okay, Pulev versus Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua looked fired up. Like Anthony Joshua looked pissed. And I think Pulev did get in his head. Pulev is good at getting in your head. Okay, so Pulev, I think he got in his head. It did. Anthony Joshua didn't take it so well. Did you guys see the interview after the weigh-in when Anthony Joshua couldn't even look at the interviewer? He was just trying to be a gentleman. That dude was pissed, and I've seen that before. When the guy is usually the nice guy, kind of look like the nice guy, but he's pissed. I've seen that before with Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. I've seen that before with Roy Jones Jr. versus James Lights Out Tony. I've seen that before. So let's hit the Tyson bell. Oh, man, hold on. Vargas and Oscar De La Hoya. I've seen that before. So, hey, thanks for the super chat, George, the Doom Slayer. Thank you so much. Now, let's get to talking. Wait a minute. I didn't get a chance to take a sip of my boot. Black Two Sugars. Now I'm ready. To talk. Okay, so what we got? It's lit. Yeah, it's lit. It's nice up in here. What a face-off dog. Did you see him pointing? First, he was tapping Pulev on the shoulder. I'm talking about Anthony Joshua. He was tapping Pulev on the shoulder. And Pulev, whatever he was saying, he was tapping. I know that move. I know that. Like I said, out of the three kings, Tyson, Gypsy King, Fury, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, Anthony AJ Joshua, I relate to Anthony AJ Joshua the most. Though I became a fan of Deontay Wilder the most when everything kind of started off, and I was like a Tyson Fury fan second and AJ fan third. I always related to AJ the most. What AJ does, I'm like, I see you. Like real recognize real, you looking familiar. When he was tapping him on the shoulder, he was like, man, okay, big dog. I know you're feeling good job, big dog. I'm about to bust. I'm going to cave your face in. I've been that way. You tap somebody in a friendly way because the last thing you are is afraid, but you're amping me up. And I'm telling you, I'm going to cave your face in. Hit the Tyson bell. When he was trying to be a gentleman and he was talking, keeping his face straight, and they said, hey, you've calmed down now. The last thing he was calm. So we're going to see how that affects Anthony AJ Joshua going into the fight. I'm going to tell you this too. What did we learn? What did we learn about Anthony AJ Joshua? Everybody hit the like button. There's over 200 people in here, only 53 likes. Everybody, let's get as many likes as views. Look, let me tell you what we also learned. Passive aggressive. Yeah. And really, you're so heated though. It's like, dude, hey, it's very much Bruce Lee. Remember when on Enter the Dragon, when dude was throwing an elbow at Bruce Lee and just throwing it near his face, and Bruce Lee said, don't waste yourself. Remember that? Yeah, my style. You can call it the art of fighting without fighting. Bruce Lee was pissed. Hit the Tyson bell. Remember when the dude told Bruce Lee, he said, Mr. Lee, you're outside of your uniform. And Bruce Lee looked at him like, Dog. I know too much about that. I know too. Boards don't hit back. Hit the Tyson Bell. I know too much about that, bro. That's what Anthony Joshua was on. When James Toney told Roy Jones Jr., you better get your track shoes, boy. You better get your track shoes. And Roy was like, all right. Roy was done. It went past promoting the fight. Roy was just like, all right, man. All right, brother. We good. You know how Roy be looking around like, yeah. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm 2 seconds from punching your face through this camera. Hold on. Victory has defeated you. Big Baby Miller had AJ hot too. Yeah, he did. I thought about Big Baby. Hit the Tyson Bell. When AJ put his hands behind his back and stepped up to pick Big Baby, and Big Baby pushed him, and then AJ came back smiling. That wasn't a smile of happiness. It was just like, you know what, boy, you really think you more badass than what you are. Now look, this is what we learned. Anthony Joshua came in. He weighed in only two little pounds over his weight when he weighed against Andy Ruiz. AJ is slim, lean. That's the AJ I like. I like when AJ looks like a fighter, not a male model. I like when AJ looks like a fighter and not a bodybuilder. I like when he's lean, when you can tell that his muscles are a little bit softer. They're not so ballooned. And you can tell that they have the elasticity. They ready to fire off. Not that stiff. I like when AJ looks like he can bounce. He can throw his jab. He can move. I like that AJ. Now, what we do need, though, is for AJ to have to build that confidence in his chin. You got to understand. You need AJ to build his confidence in his chin because he could have knocked out Andy Ruiz. He didn't have confidence in his chin. That's why he didn't knock him out. It was confidence, right? So he was hitting Andy Ruiz anytime he wanted to. He cut him in like the first, second round. And then he didn't hit him like that for the rest of the fight. He just chose to box. That was the lack of confidence in his chin. So what we need is for Anthony Joshua to have that confidence because he can box like that, but I still need him knocking people out. This is still the heavyweight division. Hit the Tyson Bell. He ain't Cassius Clay, okay? He's still a power puncher. So shoot the jab, stick and move, but sit down on a few too. Sit down on a few of them too. What we got? I started my YouTube channel looking to grow and add to the community inspiration. Thank you so much. And shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Somebody put a bunch of emojis. I don't know what that is. Confidence and Andy power. Well, that's all. That's the confidence, right? If you're afraid of someone's power, afraid of someone's power, fear of someone's power, that's a lack of confidence, right? If Floyd Money Mayweather, Muhammad Ali didn't lack in confidence, you weren't going to hit me anyway. I'm going to beat your ass. Hit the Tyson Bell. So it's not the power. The power means nothing if you can't hit somebody. That was the first time AJ decided to take that approach. All right. So that was a lack of confidence. It was a lack of confidence. I think, and plus Andy Ruiz isn't a devastating power puncher. Let's do it like this. Andy Ruiz has accuracy and hand speed. Andy isn't a devastating power puncher. It's more so the lack of AJ's confidence in his chin. We saw Andy Ruiz knock out AJ, but many of you never seen Andy before. If you've seen Andy before, you would know he ain't Mike Tyson. You would know that. If you've seen Andy before, he ain't a power puncher. He's a heavyweight. He'll knock you out, but he ain't a devastating. He's known for his power. If the first time you were introduced to him was him knocking out AJ because AJ got sloppy, then of course you think he's a power puncher. He's not really a power puncher. Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. If he was a great fighter, he would have came in shape. Hit the Tyson Bell. Great is here. Okay? He has very good skills, especially for a chubby guy. You know what I'm saying? He got good hand speed. He's decent with his feet. I always thought he was a problem. I never saw him as a top heavyweight fighter. When I was talking about Andy Ruiz, he may have a chance against AJ. It wasn't because Andy Ruiz is a great fighter. Andy Ruiz he's a good fighter. He's somebody that you have to worry about. He's not somebody that you can look past. He's just not really known like that. But he's somebody. It's like he's a little lesser than Joseph Parker. He's a little lesser than Joseph Parker, but he knocked out Anthony Joshua. He knocked out Anthony Joshua. Now everybody got him as this great heavyweight. That means you really don't. He fought before Anthony Joshua. Before that one shot, he got hit with that one shot he caught Anthony Joshua with. He fought before. And then afterwards, he came in as the unified champion, big and fat, over 300 pounds. Is that greatness to you? My man said, your opinion. Is that greatness to you? When you are the unified champion on top of the world, you come in fat and out of shape. Is that great to you? Let's see you define greatness. Let's see if do you define greatness by that. Where Andy Ruiz was Buster Douglas. That's what he is. Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson, came in against Evander Holyfield, shaking like a bowl full of jello. Hit the Tyson bell. Is that great to you? Is that great? Why is AJ getting so much hate for Pulev? AJ, stay busy. Fights are much, much, much better than Fury or Wilder's. Well, Matt, here's the thing. People hate the fight with Pulev because they don't respect mandatories. Look, you have Terrence Bud Crawford, right? Terrence Bud Crawford, he's not saying that he's going to fight Showtime Sean Porter next. That's his mandatory. And there's people riding with that. Hit the Tyson bell. People want champions, but they don't want champions to act like a champion, to be champion-esque. You have mandatories. See, look, mandatories are great because mandatories give the opportunity for the next guy to be champion. See, we can't be sitting on riding the balls of a fighter so much that we don't think that another guy coming up deserves a shot at the title. That's what the mandatory is. Everybody has dreams to be a champion. Everybody got those dreams. So you got to have a mandatory. You must have mandatories because other people are busting their ass to get a shot at the title. And it's only fair. It's only right to have a mandatory. And if Anthony AJ Joshua wasn't taking on his mandatories, then to me, he would be criticized as a weak champion. Hit the Tyson bell. So when you look at Terrence Bud Crawford, and they're not yelling at Showtime Sean Porter to come on, then you got to start wondering. That's your mandatory, dog. That's your mandatory, dog. Look, you cannot just add value to somebody, okay, based on, sanctioning bodies, right? You can't just do that. Showtime Sean Porter is as valuable of a win as anybody else, and Danny Garcia. Valuable because Showtime Sean Porter doesn't have the WBC belt anymore that he earned after beating Danny Garcia doesn't mean he's not valuable. If you beat Showtime Sean Porter, then you've proven yourself to be the man, period. Everybody wonder why isn't Terrence Crawford ranked number 1 welterweight? And why is Errol Spence? Look at what Errol Spence done as a welterweight. He beat Showtime Sean. If anything, if there was anything to cement you as the number 1 welterweight outside of being unified champion, forget that. Who did you fight as a welterweight? And who did you beat? Super chat. In the first Ruiz fight, AJ dropped him in the third round, then got greedy and dropped by, a rabbit punch, then dribbled all over the ring. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that people miss. That's the thing that people miss when it comes to Anthony Joshua against Ruiz. Look, it was all of those things. Let me get the black two sugars. But it was all those things. Everybody hit the like button, please. Get more people in here. It's been 15 minutes. We only got 500 people. Let's get more people in here. People act like it was one thing. AJ doesn't have a chin. You're making it too simple. It was a bunch of things. Boxing is a bunch of things, and I'll go on with a few examples. But like my oldest brother said, and I keep saying it, my oldest brother said, very rarely is anything just one thing. Okay. Now look, Anthony AJ Joshua is greater than Andy Ruiz. Anthony AJ Joshua was ready for Big Baby Miller. Then Andy Ruiz replaced him. Anthony AJ Joshua overlooked him. Anthony AJ Joshua, the being a champion was getting to his head too much. Anthony AJ Joshua wasn't training like he should have, and he was out there promoting fights and getting all this stuff he learned now. But being a champion, heavy lies the head that wears the crown. So then going in, he took Andy Ruiz light. Who wouldn't? Andy Ruiz doesn't look like a champion, but Andy Ruiz is better than people thought he was. The guy is a good fighter. Now people call him a great fighter. Calm down. He's a very good fighter. Anthony AJ Joshua was about to steamroll him and whoop him, though, because AJ is greater than him. Then AJ dropped him. AJ was going to finish him. Andy Ruiz got guts, got hand speed, got perfect timing, and he has accuracy. So in the heat of the fire, that's the courage of Ruiz. That's the courage. AJ went to finish him, but the courage, I don't care if you're a champ or not, bam, caught him. AJ was embarrassed. You see when AJ was on one knee looking up at the ref smiling, he was embarrassed, but he could never get his legs together. Like Mike Tyson said, his equilibrium was off. His body was doing this. He couldn't understand it. That's what happens. And Andy Ruiz start boxing him. He start boxing him to finish the job. Why? Because he's a good fighter. So the credit goes to Andy Ruiz and the mistake goes to Anthony AJ Joshua. That's how boxing goes. You got to be perfect a lot of times. You can't make a ton of mistakes, not against everybody. These people are still human. So it's not just one thing. Look, like when I was talking about Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Why did Tyson the Gypsy King Fury look bad against Otto Wallin but knock Wilder all over the ring? It's a few things. Tyson Fury was going to whoop Otto Wallin, but he got cut tremendously. Hit the Tyson bell. After being cut, he had to adjust. After adjusting, he still whooped him. The guy had the type of cut that, thanks for the new member, boy. Tyson Fury had the type of cut that'll stop the fight. People are so silly. Why did he look weak against Otto? No, he didn't. He looked amazing. He had the type of cut where he probably should have lost. But he adjusted early in the fight, and for the rest of the fight, he was beating him clean. He was beating out of Wallin clean. To have a cut like that and not get stopped shows how great Tyson Fury actually looked. If you don't know better, you're just you didn't even watch the fight. You just heard about it, watched some highlights or saw a cut, and that just dictate to you what happened. You got to understand adjustments. That showed how great Tyson Fury is, how he can handle adversity. So that's one thing. Now, why did he look so good against Deontay Wilder? A few things. Tyson Fury, a great fighter. He looked good against Deontay Wilder the first fight. Hit the Tyson bell. He won more rounds than Wilder the first fight. Wilder just dropped him twice, okay? But then he went to Kronk's gym for crying out loud. He gained a bunch of weight. Wilder got those skinny legs. He a thin guy, right? He can't carry that weight. And Tyson Fury said, hey, instead of backing away from his right hand, you can defend it by going towards it too. Because his right hand got reach, but it doesn't have power here. It has power here. So all I need to do is get close. If I do get hit by it, I can smother it. That's just boxing. That's just boxing, yo. Deontay Wilder never worked on the left hand. He never worked on a variety of punches with his right. He only got a measuring left and a straight right, and he measures first. Tyson Fury moves out the way, step forward, shorten the distance. It's easy work. That's why Roy Jones said you got to work on your left. Give him two things to worry about, not just one. And Wilder leans straight back. He doesn't have the feet to go side to side. It was easy work. Why did he look great against Wilder? What do you mean? When you're a great fighter like Tyson Fury, that's what happens. Now, it was up to Wilder. The other thing is Wilder didn't have legs. Hit the Tyson bell. Not to take anything from Tyson Fury, it's just not very seldomly are things one thing. So Wilder went back-to-back training camps. He didn't have any legs. So he couldn't handle, even if he wanted to, he didn't have the energy in his legs. Now he's going to say someone spiked his water. No, bro. No one spiked your water. There's no proof of that. JD's gave you an open bottle of water too. Why did you pick Mark Breland's? Okay. Like I said, dude, with all that, hold on. Wouldn't the fastest route for Bud to get the Errol fight is to beat Sean Porter, who is also Errol's mandatory? So let's talk about that in a minute. But you're absolutely right. Is Wilder not great? Wilder's not a great fighter. Everyone knows who would think he's a great fighter? He's done great things. He's a great puncher. He's not a great fighter. He can't. Do you think he's a great fighter? I mean, have you seen him adjust and do things what great fighters do? And Anthony A.J. Joshua, how he came back from the Andy Ruiz loss, how he adjusted it. That's more great. Are you him? And then when he did take a loss, when Wilder did take a loss, he just made a bunch of excuses. That's greatness to you? We know he's not a great fighter. You know what I mean? He's a great puncher, and he did great things. He still had great accomplishments, which is why I still say he may be up for a Hall of Fame. Tank's biz for admitting Wilder is a bum. Funny. Do you think good fighters will be able to beat Wilder now just applying pressure? Seems the secret is out that he can't handle pressure. It's not just pressure, it's effective pressure. So you still got to be a great fighter. So the blueprint is out, but you still got to be great to implement it. If you could just call yourself going in there, you're going to get your head knocked off. Hit the Tyson bell. It's not just pressure, it's effective pressure. But people are going to lift the skirt to see if there's some hairy balls under there. Okay? So people are going to do that. And it's up to Wilder to do what it takes. Wilder's still a bad boy. He'll still knock you out. Okay? So it's effective pressure. But back to the Terrence Crawford thing, it being a fastest route to Errol Spence taking on Showtime Sean Porter. Look, you can look at it in two different ways. You can see it as Terrence Crawford wants Errol Spence, so he should take Showtime Sean Porter. Or you can look at it as that's just what great fighters do. It has zero to do with Errol the True Spence. I mean, if you want to say the Errol Spence thing, yeah, if you're taking on like opponents, that's how people start really wanting it more and more and more. Terrence Crawford hasn't shown to be a pay-per-view fighter. Okay, Errol Spence is. Taking on Showtime Sean Porter, you better let PBC do it. Okay, you better let the Fox Net, because they're going to make that pay-per-view. Look at what they did with Errol Spence. Look at what they did with him. People didn't know Errol Spence. Errol Spence was quiet talking. You know how he talks slow, and he just like, yeah. It's not like he's Muhammad Ali with the mouth. Okay, that's PBC doing that to him, doing that for him. Okay, so Bob Arum told Terrence Crawford, you should promote yourself. Hit the Tyson bell. Going up against Sean Porter, that'd be a pay-per-view fight. All right, the people who order pay-per-view fights for Errol the True Spence, they see Showtime Sean Porter calling it. If you do it with Top Rank, you don't know for sure if it's pay-per-view. Okay, so what I'm saying is, you can look at it as, he has to take on Showtime Sean Porter to get to Errol the True. You can say that if you want. But how I'm looking at it is, you're pound for pound number one fighter. Okay? This is what great fighters do. Fight your mandatory, fight another great challenge. For me, it has very little to do with Errol the True Spence. Fight Sean Porter. You're going to go your whole career without fighting Sean Porter? He was sitting right there as your mandatory calling you out? That has very little to do with Errol Spence. It's just being a champion. It's just being great. So you're going to go your whole career. You're going to know that your legacy, you went your whole career with Showtime Sean Porter. That's like the marvelous Marvin Hagler sitting right there. You're going to go your whole career and not fight the guy? Yes, you're going to fight him. You bet. Dude, come on. Hold on. My Mac got... You better fight him. And my whole thing is, if you're going to fight him, you got to do it now. Hit the Tyson bell. It's now, bro. It's now. He's your mandatory. It's hot right now. Manny Pacquiao is looking at Errol Spence because he's a dog. Give Manny Pacquiao his love. Manny Pacquiao looking at Errol Spence because he's a dog. That's what Manny Pacquiao do. I see y'all in the war room getting heated, and that's fine. That's what I do. But Manny Pacquiao looking at Spence, that's over with. You want to know why Manny Pacquiao is looking at Spence? You want to know why? Yeah, rip to Debo. I put it in my community. But you want to know why Manny Pacquiao was looking at Errol Spence? Because Errol Spence got 2 belts, not 1, and Errol Spence has proven to be a pay-per-view fighter. He fought Mikey Garcia pay-per-view when people was taking that from Errol Spence, saying that it was all Mikey Garcia. Mike Garcia had a lot to do with it. So that fight introduced him to being a pay-per-view, leading the pay-per-view card. Fine. He took on Showtime Sean Porter, pay-per-view. That fight could have been fight of the year. Everybody wanted to watch Errol Spence. Then he got into a car accident, hyping things up even more, and then he took on Danny Garcia, pay-per-view. You think that pay-per-view was because of Danny Garcia? No, that pay-per-view was because of Errol the True Spence. So Errol the True Spence is a pay-per-view star. Manny Pacquiao is the star. Hit the Tyson bell. So Manny Pacquiao, real recognized real. I take on Errol the True Spence for a major pay-per-view fight. If I'm going to pass the torch, I'm going to pass it to the guy who's a pay-per-view star with 2 belts. So I'm going to fight him for 3 instead of 1 against Terrence Crawford, who last fight was Kell Brook. Free TV. Free TV. Manny Pacquiao is going to be looking at Errol the True Spence. That's just common sense. That's just common sense. So what Terrence Crawford going to do? Elect to not take on his Mando? You must be kidding me. And that's the black 2 sugars? Ducking, funny. Spence is the best welterweight. Yeah, that should be understood. Terrence Bud Crawford is the best pound for pound, though, in my opinion. Rip brother Tiny Lester. Yeah, absolutely. Rip to Tiny. We love you, brother. My money is on Porter if they fight. That's one of those things. I love you, Showbiz, but when did another heavyweight glove look like Tyson Fury? Muhammad Ali, brother, look, man, it's not even just about heavyweight gloves looking like Tyson Fury. It's just you've seen gloves look like Tyson Fury all the time. It looked like Tyson Fury all the time. What happened was, bruh, is no one can accept. A lot of Deontay Wilder heavy fans could not accept Deontay Wilder losing. So they start, playing the video and looking at it in slow motion, trying to find things. When you look at anything with a fine-tooth comb, you'll find something. Oh my God, look at that. Right? Let me put it in super slow-mo. Look at that. So then it's like, when have I ever seen that? Well, you never looked at anyone that close. And then when we start looking at people that close, you start seeing everybody dented gloves and those shots. When you look at it, now I'm putting it out everywhere. And the more I put it out, people still don't. It's not Tyson Fury. It's the same thing. Dented gloves, Canelo's wrist bending and bending back, and Muhammad Ali's and everybody. Muhammad Ali, oh, it's an old glove. Okay, how about Canelo? I'm not going to talk about that. Tank Davis, gloves staying dented. Come on, man. It's everywhere. Anthony H.H. It's everywhere, but no one looked at it that fine tooth before. So when you start doing it, Showbiz bringing the fire this morning. Much love from Stockton. Much love to you, Dave. Thanks for the super chat. That's all that is. If you look at anything close enough, look at all my videos extremely close. You're going to find an eye booger, a booger up my nose, a ball of lint in my hair. Showbiz must be poor. Look, all that's the facade. He must be broke, poor. He never washes up. You saw something in his teeth. He never brushes his teeth. Hit the Tyson bell. When have you ever seen a YouTuber with a booger in his eye and a booger in his nose and something in his teeth with a lint ball in his hair? If you look at me close enough, you're going to find something. That's what happened. That's what happened. No, people can't handle L's from and the bad thing is Deontay Wilder, he he went for it. And look, Team Wilder, and I know Wilder, I know you listening, bro. I know you listening. If you're not here now, you'll see it on the playback or whatever. And Team Wilder, listen to me. And I'm only going to talk to Team Wilder here. And I said this before. Y'all got to hit me up. Y'all got to hit me up. Instead of blocking me and stuff like, you got to understand what I've been saying was the best for Wilder, was the best for Team Wilder. I'm a Wilder fan. I knew going down this road was the wrong road. Now you're talking about the nail scratched your ear, bro, and made it bleed in your ear, bro. You're a greater warrior than that. I was trying to tell you, act like a warrior, be a warrior. Now, a lot of your fans don't know. They're not warriors. They don't know. They don't know. You taking an L, and if you say that it's because of the excuses, you're not going to do what you have to do to be great. Tyson Fury made adjustments, and he did something to you in that ring. Now, you got to look at that fight over and over again, and don't blame the gloves and stuff like that. Make adjustments of your own. Make adjustments of your own if you want to be great. Use that left hand, that left hook. Use your footwork, uppercut. Learn the things that you got away from. Get people in your corner that's not yes men. When you fired Mark Breland because he threw in a towel, nothing about spark water. It's because he didn't listen to you. JD's, not only did he watch the hand wraps, he watched the gloves get put on and tied. And we got the tape to prove that. But you didn't fire JD's because he's your yes man. Bring people in there that's not your yes man because they're going to tell you right. That was the difference with me being a fan of yours and with a lot of other guys being a fan of yours. I didn't tell you what you wanted to hear. I told you what was right. Y'all got to hit me up, yo. Showbiz Lado in this community. We're talking about what makes you great. Everybody called it being a hater because they're too lazy. They're too weak to make the adjustments. I was talking with strength. They called me a hater for it. Hit the Tyson Bell. I was the realest fan that you had, bro. I was the realest one you had. You didn't know that. You didn't know that. What else we got? Wilder looked like he was doing a split the whole time in the ring. Funny. Wilder is childish. Tyson Fury did not cheat. Use a dummy if you think he cheated. Funny. The black two sugars. Now you speaking for us. You missed it. All I said was that Tyson Fury didn't cheat. And you cried so much, you thought I was saying something against Wilder. All I've been saying consistently since the very beginning is Fury didn't cheat, Wilder lost, now Wilder make the adjustments. Just like I said with Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. And I ain't get UK fans coming here calling me a hater for it. Hit the Tyson Bell. Don't let the UK fans be harder than you, bro. How many of you UK fans remember me saying Andy Ruiz bust that ass? And he just showed to be a better fighter that night. How many of you guys remember that? And then Anthony Joshua made the adjustments. He had more stamina. He leaned out. He learned from those things. He stopped running around trying to promote be advertising the fight, and he made the adjustments. And then he whitewashed Andy Ruiz, who came in fat. I said, that's what you do. You deal with the real. You make the adjustments. You deal with the real. Wilder, don't listen to people saying that his glove was loose on this hand and really tight on this hand, and his finger was sticking out the threads. So he fingered your ear with this one, and then he made this one real floppy, and then he made this one hard and fingered your ear and made it. Stop. All after drinking some spiked water with a battery pack and lights in your eyes and everything was too hazy. Then he fingered your ear and then stop. Make the adjustments. You heard about Usyk Lovegate? Yeah, I put it in my song. Fingered your ear. Y'all got me out here sweating. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Now, AJ is looking lean and mean. You measure a guy by how he handled his losses. You measure a guy by how he handles his losses. The question, the jury is still out on AJ's chin. The jury is still out on AJ's chin, bro. People got questions. And Pulev, he can hit. Boy, that guy can punch. You thought Andy Ruiz can fight. This chump a key. Apollo Creed. Showbiz, finger your ear. I gotta be dying. Bro, he said it, not me. Pulev will hurt that boy. We gotta see what AJ does. Okay? We gotta see what he does. All right? But AJ looks pissed. I need AJ to knock him out. If AJ doesn't knock him out, I got questions. I got questions that he has too many questions for his chin. In order to knock somebody out, you got to put yourself out there, which is why I wasn't mad at Terrence Bud Crawford for getting dropped by Mean Machine. Why everybody saw Terrence Bud Crawford getting dropped by Mean Machine as some kind of weakness of Terrence Bud Crawford, I saw that's the truth. Hit the Tyson Bale. Terrence, you gotta absorb some punches to knock somebody out. Andre Ward said that. Andre Ward said that. Sometimes you got to put yourself in harm's way to knock a guy out. I wasn't mad at Terrence Crawford for getting dropped by the Mean Machine, and he did get dropped, though it wasn't official. He got dropped. So if Anthony AJ Joshua doesn't knock out Pulev, he wasn't willing to get in there, meaning that he has questions about his chin as much as we do. That's why I give Errol the True Spence so much credit for jumping in the ring against the hardest puncher in the division, Danny Swift Garcia. He didn't get a warm-up before that fight. He jumped right in there with him. Huh? How can you get jumping with the hardest punch after getting flung out of a Ferrari, bro? I told you his spirit should have taken a hit, and it didn't. That lets you know that Errol the True Spence is a wild man. He's a wild man, bro. Hit the Tyson Bale. His spirit should have taken a hit. AJ's spirit, if we see him against Pulev and he's sticking and moving and he doesn't throw himself in there at all to go for the knockout, his spirit took a hit from an Andy Ruiz punch, not just getting flung out of a damn Ferrari, bro. Feel me? I wouldn't knock AJ. I'll just say, okay, I'll see where we at. I see where we at now with AJ. I see where we at. I wouldn't knock him though. Sometimes you just gotta adjust and be that kind of fighter. But a lot of that's the mental damage of getting dropped and he don't want to get dropped again. That's what I see. SBTA, I came on late. I know your topic is not about what I'm about to ask. What do you think about Errol? Is that Errol Spence against wait, ESR and DG? Right. I think that's Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Thanks for the super chat. What are y'all talking about in the war room? He wobbles easy. AJ look evil, like his eyes say, I'm going to kill you. Yep. Dude, AJ, I'm telling you, real recognized real, and AJ looks familiar. Everybody hit the like button. We got 700 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. Hey, you look at me. You look at my bubbly eyes. Look at my bubbly eyes and look at my dimples. And I look like a nice guy. I'm always, but bro. Oh, bruh. And you guys kind of see it. You know, I have a short temper. No one really knows that. It's just really happy showbiz and stuff. The wick on my dynamite is short, bro. I look at Anthony Joshua, he looks like a nice guy, but you look at his knuckles, they got blisters and callus and bumps, and he's been punching walls. Dude, that dude is different. He's a fighter for a reason. That dude wick is short. He deals with it with a smile. You better keep him smiling. Sometimes that smile is evil. Real recognize real. You spoke on what I asked you about, right, as I was super chatting. Thanks so much. And he sent a super chat to say that. You're a real one, bro. Thanks so much for it. And it was $5. Could have been 99 cents. You the man. Thank you so much. Showbiz is a demon. I'm telling you, man. And I know that I enjoy fighting so much. And Anthony AJ Joshua the same way. He enjoys it too much. You know, Oscar De La Hoya was like that. Sugar Ray Leonard was like that. You look, Sugar Ray Robinson was like. Hey, Manny Pacquiao. You look at Manny Pacquiao, cute as a button. Look at Manny Pacquiao, cute as a button. He smiled, look like a little, what was Gizmo? A Mogwai. He looks like a Mogwai. He's a little tyke, like, hey, little Manny Pacquiao. That dude would knock your brains in. Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, like Tyson, like Mike Tyson said. Mike Tyson said he looks like a model. He said that guy was crazy. And that came from Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. He said Muhammad Ali looks like a model. He said that guy was crazy. Yo, that's AJ. AJ, a lot of people eyeball AJ. Oh, he's not a real one. That guy is crazy. Even Deontay Wilder, you see a glimpse of it. You see a glimpse of Deontay Wilder. You see what Deontay Wilder really is. And like I'm saying, Team Wilder, y'all got to reach out. I can actually fix this. I can fix this Deontay Wilder stuff. You're losing fans and money by the day. To this day, I can fix this. Now listen, even Wilder, when he say crazy talk like, let me die in the ring. I live by the sword, let me die by that sword. He got kids, wife, millions of dollars. What means the most to him right there is living and dying in a ring. Wilder got more heart than he's putting on. He has more heart than he's putting on. It's not smart, Wilder, by saying, he fingered my ear with the. That's not smart. That warrior you really are, the real reason why you fired Mark Breland for throwing in a towel, the warrior you really are, that should be the thing that's amplified. I'm telling you, that should be what's amplified. Showbiz, don't tell me that if I say hello to you, that you will up off me by punching me. No, nothing like that. You need to ask my family, dude. My ex, oh gosh, she saw me when I was at my ex-wife. She used to just be like, yo, boy, what is wrong with you? Back when I was young, Showbiz, and I'd be sitting there sweating, looking at her like, man, I'm about to kill this mother. She like, yo, he didn't even do anything. All right. I took up boxing to calm myself. Yep. And Short Wick and everyone thinks I'm the happiest guy ever. But the confidence knowing how to fight makes me comfortable and able to laugh and enjoy. I swear. Let me go and hit this bag and try to break or get my own nose broke. I throw myself in situation, get my rib broke, stuff like throw myself in jiu-jitsu. Let me do that, and I swear I'll be the happiest person in the world. I promise you. I am the same way. I swear it, bro. I got a 6-foot-inch nail. and a hammer from Alabama. Y'all are bogus in here. Y'all bogus. Hey, hold on. Hey, how about my No Cushion song? Y'all like that? Hit the Tyson bell. That song may go viral. That video may go viral. If y'all share that video, it's going viral, bro. That video, I wasn't. It wasn't a Wilder battle song or anything. It was a year wrap up of how crazy this year was. So it was just a celebration of how crazy 2020 was. Showbiz is the new testimony. Ring the bell. Yes, Lord. Hit the Tyson bell. Oh my God. I've seen the Showbiz. You silly up off net. Yeah, I'm saying everybody's using up off net right. Y'all know you're silly up off net. Hold up. I'm gonna know you're a real show business partner if you know how to use up off net right. You got people using it correctly. Hey, I want you to punch me up off net. It's like Y'all get it. Y'all, everybody, what does up often mean? Nope. Nope. You should know by now. You should know by now. Everybody's using it right. Didn't Chisora get jabbed to death? Chisora got moved to death. Like, you can move Chisora to death. Chisora be taking them L's, boy. I love Chisora, but he be taking them L's, boy. Everybody, hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me. So let's jump in the war room on this one. Let's jump in the war room on this one. We got a lot of time left, actually. Let's jump in the war room on this one. I'm not ready. A $10 super chat. Got to read this one, boy. Would it be okay to play your song on my channel? Yeah, go ahead, man. As long as you give me, give me credit for it and say that is. I don't copyright my stuff because I just think that's just super wild. If you want to use it as some kind of reference, go ahead, man. Just say, I mean, if you get more views than me, I'll be like, dang, but just say that it was me, and it's all good. It's all good. Showbiz, what's the 2 biggest fights to make in boxing for 2021 in your opinion? Man, that was a good question. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua for sure. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. Those are 2 biggest fights. Probably, well, Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence is big too. That's big too. That is really big. Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence, that's big. Yo, that is really big. That could possibly be bigger than Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence on the real. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence is what I want the most, but I want that more than Manny. But don't get that confused with big. Manny versus Spence. I'm working on a video just to wrap the year of top 10 fighters to look for in 2021. I want you guys, the top 10 fighters we all should be excited about for 2000. However I title it, I'm working on that video. I actually got my top 10 in order. I just haven't written it out and done a thing. I got you, bro. Thanks. Much love to you, bro. Much love to you. Let's see what else we got. I really like the Sean Porter versus T Bud. So check this out. I'm not quite ready. No, I'm not going to the Canelo fight now. I'm not quite ready. Here's the funny thing. I do a lot for boxing here on my couch. I've often tackled that, but when I'm here calling the fight, we get 300,000 views and we get all these people introduced to fighting, and I get to talk about the old school guys, Joe Gans and Sam Langford and all those boys. I get to talk about all that stuff, and it helps boxing big time. Mike Tyson versus George Foreman in their prime. I got George Foreman. All right, so let's talk about. Oh, wait. I just saw something that was quick. Biz, that MO full story was so funny, bro. What story? Mofo. Yeah, when I pushed Mofo and he didn't go anywhere. Dog, that brother, please. Bro, that's me being shut down with my temper. Hit the Tyson bell. Yeah, Mofo, that was big. That's a big dude. Mofo was no. All right, so I'm not ready to call Terrence Bud Crawford a ducker yet. Terrence Bud Crawford is a badass. Okay, let's just get that out the way. Terrence Bud Crawford is #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. He's a bad. Be advised, this is off topic again. Oh, no problem. Mike Tyson would have hurt Roy Jones if there were 3-minute rounds. Roy fought in a way that was smart and not the rooster or chicken style. Yeah, James Kelly, but I'm gonna tell you something else. Look at how Mike Tyson pats Roy on the back, and look at how Mike Tyson was giving him a lot of credit and a lot of love. Mike Tyson had a lot of love for Roy Jones for even getting in the ring. I think that may have played a part. Even when Mike Tyson, did you see the slow motion when he was biting his own glove out of frustration? Like, I can destroy this dude. There was a time when Mike Tyson threw a right hook. He switched to southpaw and he faked the left uppercut. He just held it like I could have Hadouken. I could have blown his head off his shoulders. He did this and he just didn't throw it. And I was like, I saw it live. I was like, oh, okay. Mike was like, I'm gonna chill. Somewhere in there, he decided to chill. But what he did, I was like, Mike is ready. How he performed, I was like, Mike's ready. Let me tell you why I'm not ready. Crawford is ducking. No excuses for Terrence. Everybody want to just say no excuses. That's the end result of everything. No excuses. Here. My thing is this. Verdejo versus Nakatani. If Verdejo knocks out Nakatani, Verdejo, see, I already think he's a top lightweight skill-wise anyway. If he knocks out Nakatani, see, nobody want to see Verdejo like that. Not this focus Verdejo. Verdejo, he should have never lost. Verdejo lost focus. Focus Verdejo. The same thing happened to Verdejo happened to Errol Spence. Same exact thing. Verdejo was partying too much and got into that motorcycle accident. He wasn't focused. Like I said, what he is now is more focused. He is back from what he was before the motorcycle accident. It's Errol Spence, same story. People just don't know about it. But Verdejo, a focused Verdejo would beat anybody. Hit to Tyson Bale. That's the Black Two Sugars. A focused Verdejo would beat anybody. But let me tell you something about Terrence Crawford. Bob Arum. Terrence is still under Bob Arum. There was a super chat. Yep. Floyd versus Paul, the biggest fight for 2021. Up off it? No, it's one of the weaker ones. Because you should see how much they're selling the fight for. It's less than Tyson versus Jones. People are too smart. It's not going to do that well. It's going to do okay. Anytime, let me tell you, when you're not the originator, see, everybody got a pretty good sense that this fight is kind of seen as a piggyback off Mike Tyson. Even if they were going to make the fight before, no one cares. They see it as a piggyback. Oh, all of a sudden, we got Floyd versus Paul, Logan Paul, Jake Paul had his knockout against Nate Robinson. Blah, 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 blah. It's people aren't feeling good about it at all. Not at all. And because of that, they'll probably wait the 20 minutes when it shows up on YouTube. All it takes is 20 minutes, and it's on YouTube. I liked how Roy Jones gave respect and confirmed how destructive Mike Tyson was and is today. Yeah, James. Me too. He didn't have to do that. But he was just like, hey, brother, there was a reason why I was tired. There was a reason why, the guy's a problem. Terrence Crawford is still under Bob Arum. And Bob Arum is saying this is not a big money fight. I haven't heard Terrence Crawford say much. I think Terrence Crawford is just waiting for the contract to expire or whatever legal actions he's taken to get out of that contract with Top Rank. I think when Terrence Bud Crawford leaves, if he leaves Top Rank come next year and still don't mention Sean Porter, then I'm ready to say he's ducking. I don't know. Yeah, Bob Arum is ducking. I don't see Bob Arum. He's done Lomachenko beautifully. He's done Tyson Fury beautifully. I don't think he really knew how to market and work Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't think he really knew how to do that. I'm not sure how confident he is in Terrence Crawford. Regardless of what he says, those fights aren't being made with those other guys. And he should definitely jump to a Sean Porter fight. He should jump right to it. I don't know if it's that or I don't know what it is. But he didn't do well with Terrence Bud Crawford. He did good with Tyson Fury and Lomachenko. He didn't do well with Terrence Crawford. He really, I think it's obvious. Terrence Crawford is still not a pay-per-view star, and he's the best fighter in the world. I think it's obvious. Is it buzz personality? Like I said, look at Hagler. Dude, forget Hagler. Look at Errol Spence. Errol Spence he's a talker. Is Errol Spence really a talker? Look, this leading up to Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia, people start focusing on how he speak and thought he was still suffering brain damage. Hit to Tyson Bale. Nobody focused on Errol. They heard him talk and say, oh, that's just how he talks. But after the car accident, they focused on his speech and people start saying, oh, he slurs words and he's slow. It must be the car accident. It's not like Errol, and he's not slow. I'm just saying how he speaks is very slow. So everybody thought it's not like Errol Spence is the Sugar Ray Leonard of boxing. It's not like Errol Spence is Floyd Mayweather. He's calm. He's a dragon, but he's calm. Let me tell you something. If Terrence Bud Crawford would say exactly what Errol Spence says, when Errol Spence says he's a fighting motherfucker, Terrence Bud Crawford does the same thing. He doesn't, I'm gonna beat your mother. He does the same thing. It's just that he doesn't know how to get marketed. Hey, Biz, you think Vernon Forrest doesn't give enough love? To me, he seems to be overlooked as a great champion. Thanks for the super chat. We talk about Vernon Forrest all the time here. Here, he gets love. In this community, he gets love. And like I said, this community got mad respect. So that means a lot. Okay, so in this community, we talk boxing strong. And he gets love here. And people love our community for it. I know Floyd versus Paul won't be big. I was playing. I know you were playing, dog. I can tell you were playing. I can tell you were playing. What was I saying? So, yeah. But I think Bob Arum is making it bad for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, though, once he leaves Bob Arum, we'll see. Actually, I have a question for you guys. Why is it that Bob Arum couldn't handle Terrence Crawford's career well? Terrence is not marketable because he sticks his tongue out after beating C-level fighters, certified clown. No, that's why you don't like him. People don't trip on that. I saw Teofimo Lopez knock a guy out who wasn't A level, he wasn't B level, and he did the whole Grim Reaper thing, like, and then he did a backflip. Okay, so people love that. Boxing is violent. Stick your tongue out. That's why you don't even hurt your feelings. Most people fine. That right there is how you market yourself. You knock a guy out and stick your tongue out. That's how you market yourself in this violent sport. What did Conor McGregor is the biggest UFC star there is. He's disrespectful than a mug. No, man, I think you tripping. I think you tripping. Virgil Ortiz will beat Errol Spence. You just want to say something. I mean, you don't know that. Who has Virgil Ortiz fought that's anywhere in the class of people that Errol Spence fought? He hasn't even fought anybody on the level of Lamont Peterson, Mikey Garcia, any of those guys, let alone Sean Porter. Danny, you just really talking. Sound like a casual. You don't want to do that here. Top Rank has done with non-black fight. Oh, my bad. I keep forgetting there's still the whole race thing in here. Oh, my bad. My bad, y'all. All right. Cause that would open up just race talk. And that's just, jeez. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Trolls are out. No, Pulev beat Chisora. Move convincing, then White, Usyk, Caballero, and beat Helenius. Yeah, Pulev is a problem. Pulev, why you name yourself Nate Robinson, bro? That's the funniest thing in the race, in the world. I say in the race. Is prize fighting. Top Rank is part at fault with not lining Terrence up with better. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not really ready to say Terrence Crawford is ducking Sean Porter. I'm not ready yet. I'm thinking that Top Rank thing is just was never good for Terrence. The Crawford slander is nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. So no one excited to see Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia. Well, the fight right now is AJ. Why skip Canelo, right? No one's excited about the Canelo fight with Callum Smith. You know, why skip? Everybody's excited about Luke Campbell against Ryan Garcia. Yes, January 2nd. We all excited about that. But why jump past all these fights? But yeah, we're very excited. Yeah. Look, he was considered, you know, when I'm talking about the fighters to look forward to in 2021, you don't think I mentioned Ryan Garcia? He's going to take on Luke Campbell after that, Devin Haney, and he's talking about Tank Davis. So yeah, everybody's excited about that. We talk about that enough here. But the thing is, the whole COVID thing happened and that fight got pushed out. So now we have fights that, let's not look past this Anthony Joshua versus Pulev fight. We got one more minute. Let me see. How many people know Arum stole Top Rank from Muhammad Ali? I didn't know that. What do you mean by that? I had no idea about that. Explain. I'm damn. I don't think we have time to get that explained, but I need to look into that. I had no idea. Is Sean Porter future Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame, in my opinion, yeah. But you're talking to somebody who thinks Deontay Wilder's a Hall of Famer. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's end with that. Spence should put Bud on his ranch. He need a duck. That's funny. That is so funny. Yeah, I think Deontay Wilder's a Hall of Famer. But the thing is this though. Black Sun made a very excellent point. Black Sun said, yeah, his accolades, like we understand. He, only lost once. He's knocked out everybody, highest knockout percentage in heavyweight history. 10 title defenses. He understood where I was coming from. Bronze medal in the Olympics. He understands where I'm coming from. But what Black Sun was saying, he never avenged a loss. We got to see him avenge a loss because that's what Hall of Famers do. Hall of Famers, we got to see how they respond after people are measured by their losses. And I like that. How does he come? See, that's the thing about Floyd Mayweather. He didn't have a loss, but he did have rematches, and he had rematches that made sense. Deontay Wilder, how does he respond after being knocked down? When Deontay Wilder's knocked down now, he didn't respond like a Hall of Famer. Okay, so I understand that. And then when he gets back in the ring 2021, how does he look and what happens? So I guess the jury's still out if he's a Hall of Famer. To me, I think he's on the right track. Showbiz, why don't these heavyweights ever give Ortiz a shot? And why doesn't new media make them? I don't know who new media is. I don't do new media. And that's just, I keep hearing someone called me old media. Get that crap. What is that? Who said where? What is who? Someone define that for me. What is that? What is that? Who said that? Is that like a thing? I think that Bob Arum is good at creating stars in the sport of boxing, but once they become stars, he's not good at managing their careers. Yeah. I can see that. I don't know who is that a team of people? What is that? Seriously. But Ortiz, Ortiz is his own. He gets in his own way. New media is a LDBC. Oh, okay. Then I'm not. I don't have anything to say. I have nothing against those boys. I love those boys. They are good. Boxing ego. I love that dude. Like I have no problem with any of those boys. All right. If that's new media, so what? New media means black media. So am I new media? I don't. James Kelly. Oh my God, with the super chat. Bob Arum is a certified lawyer, passed the bar and everything. Something is going on behind the scenes with Bud and Arum. Okay. Bud is not ducking anybody. Wow. Hector Camacho would walk in front of the cameras while the opponent he wants to fight. That was insightful, and that was it. There's something going on behind the scenes that's really not up. We can't really discuss right with an educated perspective because we're not in the camp. Mad respect. We don't know what's going on. Mad respect. See, and that's why I'm not jumping to Terrence Bud Crawford is ducking Porter yet. I gotta get that clear first before I start. I need to clear that up before that starts. YouTube independent. YouTube independent media. Dude, I don't know, man. Whatever that I'm not new media, old media. Media is media. I'm not any of it. Look, this community ain't new media, old media. Dog, that just seems negative and weird. What we are is we talk about boxing. We're media. We're a media presence. With that said, Ortiz gets in his own way. Okay, Ortiz could have had that AJ fight, but his team got in his way. Ortiz was sitting at home eating crackers and chilling and eating chips and looking at TV. And come to find out, he missed an opportunity to fight AJ. His team was like, nah, we good on that. Make it greater. We're talking about before AJ took on Andy Ruiz, the first fight. Remember that? And Ortiz was like, hey, I didn't even hear about it. Remember that? Ortiz and his team, they get in the way. So I don't think that's us or them or whatever the media is. I don't think that's, Showbiz the media. Yeah. That means You're not biased. That means I'm not biased. You're not black, so don't worry. I'm not black. I'm Nigerian. Hit the Tyson Bell. I look back at exactly what I am. I'm Nigerian, Ethiopian, dog. Right there, right next to each other. I know exactly what I am. I'm not black, dude. I take that as an insult. I'm African. Oh my God. Anyway, let me see. Showbiz. Or why you that means I'm not biased as far as media. Oh, I see what you're saying. Showbiz, why you are pro Asian. Showbiz, why you are pro Asian. Hey y'all, listen to this comment. Showbiz, why you are. Not why are you. Why you are pro Asian. Hold on. This is very important. In at work, but I'm up off net. Thanks, J Body. I know you're working, bro. Why you are pro Asian? Opposed to what? Anti-Asian? You want me anti-Asian? Let me give you a long answer. Let me give you a long answer. Let me give you a long answer, bro. Okay. Number one, I am working very hard to be the greatest boxing analyst of all time. That's what I want to do. I want to save the sport of boxing, make boxing the #1 sport in the world. And boxing is not a white thing. It's not a black thing. It's not an Asian thing. It's not a Mexican thing. It's not a UK thing. It's not an American thing. It's not a Cuban thing, Puerto Rican thing. Boxing is a sport that includes all men and women testing themselves in combat and war. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, as a humanitarian, I am pro-black, I am pro-white, I am pro-Asian, I am pro-Mexican, I am pro-Puerto Rican, I am pro-Cuban, I am pro all of those things, bro. I'm a humanitarian. I don't want the death of any nation, any race, any creed. I'm not a hater, I'm a lover. So I want that to stick to you when you judge what I am. I want everybody who jumps in this community, who listens to my live streams, who looks at my videos and want to know what I am made of and what I am. That's exactly what I am. Showbiz the adult. Everybody show up tomorrow for the live stream commentary. Anthony AJ Joshua versus Pulev. I think that's going to be on early. Okay, it's going to be on DAZN. So if you don't have DAZN, check it out. Get DAZN and check out that fight. And don't forget to go to busr.com/showbiz to place your bets. I'm out. Huh. Now here goes the part where there you go.